Sexual desire is one of the most powerful and complex forces in human nature. For men, it is often portrayed in overly simplistic terms: raw, uncontrollable, and purely physical. Popular culture paints men as constantly thinking about sex, ready to act on impulse, and driven by primal urges alone. While there is some truth to the idea that biology plays a strong role in male sexuality, the complete picture is far more nuanced. Male sexual desire is shaped by a mix of biology, psychology, culture, personal experience, and even love. Understanding this truth requires us to go beyond stereotypes and dig deeper into the science of male arousal, the role of hormones like testosterone, the influence of mental and emotional states, and the way society shapes expectations of masculinity and sex. This article will explore male sexual desire from multiple angles: biological, psychological, emotional, and social. By the end, you will see that male desire is not simply about physical needs but about connection, validation, and identity as well. The biology of male sexual desire. At the core of male sexual desire lies biology. The human male body is designed to reproduce, and evolution has equipped men with a powerful sex drive. Testosterone, the fuel of male desire. Testosterone is often called the male sex hormone, and for good reason. It is the primary driver of libido in men. Higher levels of testosterone usually translate into stronger sexual desire, while lower levels often reduce interest in sex. Teenage boys experience surges of testosterone, which explains why their sexual thoughts and fantasies are almost constant. Men in their 20s typically have peak testosterone levels, making this stage of life one of the most sexually driven. Testosterone gradually declines with age, which can reduce desire, but it doesn't eliminate it. Many older men remain highly sexual. The brain's role in desire. The brain is the true sexual organ. Neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin play critical roles in how men experience desire. Dopamine fuels motivation, excitement, and the reward system that makes sex feel pleasurable. Oxytocin, often called the love hormone, is released during intimacy and creates bonding. Serotonin influences mood, and when low, it can trigger obsessive sexual thoughts or risky behaviors. Visual stimulation and attraction. Men are often described as visual creatures. Scientific studies show that men tend to respond more strongly to visual cues of sexual attractiveness, such as body shape, symmetry, and fertility signals. However, attraction is not purely physical. Context, personality, and emotional connection can amplify desire. Evolutionary drives. From an evolutionary perspective, male desire is linked to reproduction. Men evolved to be sexually motivated to ensure the survival of their genes. This explains why men may feel frequent or spontaneous arousal. It is, in part, an adaptation to maximize reproductive opportunities. Myths and misconceptions about male desire. While biology plays a role, society often misrepresents male sexuality. Men always want sex. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. While men do think about sex often, they don't always want it. Stress, depression, health issues, or relationship conflicts can suppress desire. Many men feel pressured to live up to the stereotype of constant arousal, which can cause shame if their reality doesn't match. Male desire is purely physical. Though men are more easily aroused by visual stimuli, their desire is not just physical. Emotional intimacy, self-confidence, and feeling valued can significantly influence a man's sex drive. Visual stimulation and attraction. Men are often described as visual creatures. Scientific studies show that men tend to respond more strongly to visual cues of sexual attractiveness, such as body shape, symmetry, and fertility signals. However, attraction is not purely physical. Context, personality, and emotional connection can amplify desire. Evolutionary drives. From an evolutionary perspective, male desire is linked to reproduction. Men evolved to be sexually motivated to ensure the survival of their genes. This explains why men may feel frequent or spontaneous arousal. It is, in part, an adaptation to maximize reproductive opportunities. Myths and misconceptions about male desire. While biology plays a role, society often misrepresents male sexuality. Men always want sex. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. While men do think about sex often, they don't always want it. Stress, depression, health issues, or relationship conflicts can suppress desire. Many men feel pressured to live up to the stereotype of constant arousal, which can cause shame if their reality doesn't match. Male desire is purely physical. Though men are more easily aroused by visual stimuli, their desire is not just physical. Emotional intimacy, self-confidence, and feeling valued can significantly influence a man's sex drive. Men don't care about emotional connection. Research shows that men, especially in long-term relationships, often crave sex as a way of feeling emotionally close to their partners. For many men, sex is not only about pleasure but about bonding, validation, and reassurance. Older men lose all sexual desire. While testosterone declines with age, many men remain sexually active well into their 60s, 70s, and beyond. The nature of desire may shift. It becomes less about raw physical urgency and more about intimacy and connection. Psychological dimensions of male desire. Male sexual desire is not only biological, it is deeply psychological. The role of confidence. Confidence is one of the strongest psychological triggers of male desire. When men feel competent, attractive, and secure in themselves, their libido tends to thrive. Conversely, insecurity, rejection, or body image issues can lower sexual drive. Stress and anxiety. Modern men face pressures, work, finances, relationships that can kill desire. Stress increases cortisol levels, which reduce testosterone and suppress libido. Performance anxiety is another psychological burden. Fear of not satisfying a partner can create a vicious cycle of reduced desire. Men often use fantasy to fuel sexual desire. These fantasies can range from romantic scenarios to adventurous or taboo situations. Contrary to stereotypes, fantasies don't always mean dissatisfaction. They can actually enhance intimacy when shared appropriately. Desire is identity. For many men, sexuality is closely tied to identity and self-worth. Being desired by a partner validates masculinity. When sexual desire is rejected or ignored, men can feel emasculated, even if unintentionally. Male desire in relationships. Sexual desire doesn't exist in a vacuum, it is shaped by relationships. The importance of connection. Men often use sex to feel emotionally bonded. While women may sometimes need emotional closeness to want sex, men often need sex to feel emotionally close. This difference can cause misunderstandings in relationships. Desire and communication. When partners openly communicate about desires, fantasies, and boundaries, male sexual desire tends to flourish. Silence, shame, or judgment often dampen it. Long-term relationships and desire. Over time, sexual desire in long-term relationships may decrease due to routine, stress, or familiarity. Men may crave novelty, not because they don't love their partner, but because the brain is wired to seek excitement. However, intimacy, variety, and emotional closeness can reignite passion. Infidelity and desire. Some men seek sex outside their relationships, not purely from lack of love, but from unmet desires, whether physical, emotional, or psychological. While not excusable, it underscores the complexity of male desire. Cultural and social influences. Male sexual desire is not just natural, it is shaped by cultural expectations. Masculinity and sexual performance. Society often equates masculinity with sexual prowess. Men are pressured to perform, have high stamina, and satisfy their partners. This can create anxiety and even dysfunction. Pornography and unrealistic expectations. Porn has dramatically influenced male sexuality. While it can be harmless in moderation, overexposure often skews expectations about sex, bodies, and relationships, which can lead to dissatisfaction with real-life intimacy. Religion and morality. Cultural and religious beliefs influence how men view their desires. In some societies, sex is seen as sacred and restricted to marriage. In others, casual sex is normalized. These frameworks affect how men experience guilt, shame, or freedom in relation to their sexual urges. Male desire across the lifespan. Adolescence. Adolescent boys experience explosive sexual desire, often overwhelming and confusing. Masturbation, fantasies, and exploration dominate this stage. Early adulthood. In their 20s and early 30s, men experience peak sexual drive. Relationships, experimentation, and seeking partners are central themes. Midlife. Men in their 40s and 50s may see gradual declines in testosterone but often develop a deeper appreciation for intimacy. Some experience a midlife crisis marked by renewed craving for novelty. Older age. Contrary to stereotypes, many men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond maintain strong sexual desire. Health, medication, and emotional well-being often play bigger roles than age itself. The dark side of male desire. While sexual desire is natural, it can sometimes turn harmful when mismanaged. Addiction, excessive use of pornography, or compulsive sexual behavior can disrupt lives. Aggression, when combined with frustration or entitlement, male desire can lead to unhealthy or abusive behaviors. Some men struggle to separate desire from reducing women to objects, which damages relationships. The positive side of male desire. When understood and embraced, male desire can be profoundly positive. Bonding sex deepens intimacy and connection. Health benefits, regular sexual activity improves mood, immunity, and heart health. Confidence, being desired boosts male self-esteem. Creativity, sexual energy often translates into drive and productivity in other areas of life. How men can cultivate healthy sexual desire. Maintain physical health, exercise, diet, and sleep boost testosterone. Reduce stress, meditation, therapy, and work-life balance help desire flourish. Communicate openly, honest conversations with partners enhance intimacy. Balance fantasy and reality, healthy use of imagination without relying solely on porn. Embrace emotional vulnerability, allowing closeness and love strengthens desire. The science of male arousal, what really happens in the body. Most people assume arousal is immediate for men, that they see something attractive, get turned on, and that's it. But the process is more sophisticated. Visual or emotional trigger. For many men, attraction starts visually, curves, symmetry, movement. But for others, subtle emotional cues, warmth, kindness, laughter, can ignite arousal. Brain activation. The hypothalamus and limbic system in the brain light up, releasing dopamine and testosterone surges. Studies with MRI scans show that when men see an attractive partner, brain activity spikes in regions linked to motivation and reward. Physical response. Increased blood flow to the genitals occurs within seconds. Heart rate rises, muscles tense, breathing deepens. Psychological layer. If the man feels stressed, insecure, or distracted, the arousal response may be blocked, even if the body is primed. This shows male desire isn't just automatic, it requires mental readiness too. Male desire and love, do they always overlap? One of the biggest confusions is whether male desire equals love. The truth is more layered. Desire without love. Men can feel strong physical attraction without emotional attachment. This doesn't mean they don't value relationships, it's simply how the male brain separates sex from bonding at times. Love intensifying desire. When men fall in love, their desire often grows stronger and more meaningful. Oxytocin release makes sex feel like bonding, not just pleasure. Some men experience guilt when their fantasies don't align with their committed relationships. They may love their partner deeply but still feel occasional attraction to others. This is human nature, not betrayal by default. Male sexual desire in history and culture. Desire isn't just biological, it's shaped by history. Ancient Greece, male sexuality was openly celebrated, often linked to strength and honor. Victorian-era male desire was seen as dangerous if uncontrolled, leading to suppression. Men are expected to be both passionate lovers and respectful partners, which creates inner conflict. Different cultures teach men different ways to handle desire. In some, male lust is joked about or normalized. In others, it's shamed or hidden. The role of rejection in shaping desire. Rejection has a unique effect on men. Boosted desire. Sometimes, being rejected increases pursuit. Men may want what they can't have. Wounded ego. Repeated rejection can lower confidence, leading to suppressed desire. Fear of asking. Many men stop expressing their needs after rejection, which builds silent frustration. Understanding this helps explain why communication is so critical in relationships. Male sexual desire and masculinity crisis. Today, many men face what psychologists call a masculinity crisis. Men are told they must be strong, yet vulnerable. They must be sexually confident, yet respectful and restrained. They must desire, but not too much. This constant balancing act creates confusion. Some men feel shame about wanting sex too much, while others feel emasculated for not wanting it enough.